ZZ109 FM, the hottest talk radio station on the planet. ZZ109 FM Talk Radio. I'm Elsie Jenkins. It's a beautiful December. Not as cold as we thought it was going to be, but that's all right. We're going to have a pleasant 2025 going on 2026. Lord have mercy. Now, how is your 2025, 2026 going to end up? Look around the planet. A lot of people are leaving the planet before we can get to 2026. Did they not get the message that the goal is to stay on the planet, not leave, not expire? So many people out here doing things to each other. Then you've got the people out here that are doing things to themselves, committing suicide. Doesn't make any sense to only be here for 33 years of your life when you could have been here for 66 years. What's it all for? What's it all for? All right, we've got a beautiful show today, and we're going to go into some information here. In the studio with me is 10th grade education Bob. Bob, how you feeling? Well, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling all right. Got my coffee and vodka, and I'm ready to hopefully cruise into 2026. Well, Bob, if you do the right things, if you make the right choices, you don't let the world get to you, you can make it to 2026. We've got people out here that are what you call cyberbullying people, causing people to commit suicide. I'll never understand cyberbullying because all you have to do is cut the computer off and the bully's gone. Also in the studio with me is LORATTI. LORATTI, how you doing today? Miss Jenkins, I'm doing good, doing fine, feeling well. Blessed to be here on the planet, ready to get into some of this information, this news that you got for us. Well, it's amazing. Bad news doesn't take a break, and people out here are constantly doing things to each other. Now, I can't remember the last time I did something to somebody else on this planet. So I'm not too sure what the problem is with all these other people. They keep doing things to other people. Not too sure about what's going on in their mindset. All right, let's get to some not so bad news first. On the if you look in the sky, you'll see all these stars in the sky. Then sometimes you're blessed to see what is called a comet in the sky, moving ever so gracefully in the sky. Well, sometimes these comets can break off. Some of these comets can directly hit obstacles in the sky. If you look at this picture, you'll see something in the sky came close to the earth. It didn't even hit the earth. It came close to the earth, causing the Tunguska event. This object that was 160 to 260 feet across exploded above the surface of the earth, shattering windows and devastating forests. Now, this object didn't even hit the planet. It just exploded above the planet. So imagine what will happen if something actually hits the planet. One of these obstacles supposedly caused the extinction of the dinosaurs. So it's a blessing to be here on this planet. We don't have to be here. One of these asteroids could have our name on it and come to this planet and end our existence. We have to appreciate each moment that we're here on this planet. It's a blessing. And to put our hands on each other and to bully each other is senseless. It makes no sense. It's too much to love and too much to live for on such a beautiful planet in space. Well, let's get down to it. Let's get down to the bad news, because that's where we're going. The ICE agents out here, they're doing their thing. They're chasing people. A lot of Spanish people, Mexicans and so forth, and non-Mexican Spanish people. But it looks like they're now getting to the melanated people, the black, dark-skinned people. And I've been waiting for this to happen because I want them to get to the Chinese people and the Russian people and the other ethnic peoples that are in America that are not citizens. Because don't exclude everybody since you want to get everybody out of here. Let's go into these areas and see how they appreciate you, grabbing on them and taking them out of the country. You see, some of these people are going to put up a fight, and what you see here is two people that put up a fight. Part of the problem is they're not identifying who they are. You can't do that to black folks. You can't walk up to us and say, I'm an ICE agent. You got a mask on your face and 3 other thugs around you. To us, you're thugs. We deserve more respect than that. Than you just to walk up on us and tell us you're ICE. No matter how you look at it, our DNA has been through a whole lot more than the DNA you've currently been arrested. You're going to have to come to us with a little bit more respect than just walking up on us. And see, this couple right here, they demanded respect. They didn't just go willingly. Yeah, there was a little back and forth and a little skirmish, and one of the ICE agents kind of got caught up in the car, and they took the ICE agent for a ride. But I'll say that's a good scenario. You see, you could have got the wrong ones that day you was out there being unprofessional, and the wrong ones could have took you for a permanent ride you would have not come back from. So Lord have mercy on these ICE agents that roll up on black folks. Because some of these black folks, you can't just walk up on them and not show your credentials. We call it post-traumatic stress. It's in our DNA. Someone needs to tell them that before they go out walking up on black folks. You just don't walk up on black folks. I don't care who you're trying to bring in. You just can't walk up on black folks like that. This was a non-violent scenario, but what's going to happen when you get the wrong ones? We don't play. Neither do the Russians, neither do the Chinese, and the rest of the non-citizens out here you haven't got to yet. A lot of them do not play. So it's going to be interesting to see how long this lasts and how many more people you guys scoop up without showing your credentials. ZZ109FM, this is Elsie Jenkins here, Talk Radio here. We got some surprises for you in 2026, and looks like we're going to be going up in space. Grandma, what you say? Yeah, what the hell just came out your mouth? we're going to be going up in space. Lord have mercy. Mm. Got a memo. I don't know why you gentlemen didn't get the memo. Excuse me while I clear my throat. Never clear my throat normally on these programs. Pretty respectful. But today I'm clearing my throat because it's news that I think you've got to be ready for. News. And the news is we're going to be going to space and we're going to be broadcasting from space. Why can't we just broadcast from where we are right now on Earth? Because it don't sound like a safe opportunity for me. I pass on it. Well, Bob, you can't pass on it because it's in your contract. And if the contract says you got to go in space, you got to go in space. Miss Jenkins, I got to agree with Bob. No one told me about going in space to do nothing. And y'all ain't paying me no space money, so I don't see how that's going to happen. Well, it don't matter. Once you sign the damn contract, you sign the damn contract. You record people out there know about it. You artists out there signing badass contracts. It's a contract. And you can't get out of it unless you pay your way out of it. Through blood or through money, whichever comes first. Lord have mercy. Don't make no sense. But we'll give you more details as we get closer to D-Day. Going in space. Lord have mercy. All right, let's look here. Look, now I understand you rappers out there have issues, problems, concerns. But I'd be more concerned with the money that you could have in your pocket. Because you got Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Kendrick Lamar's calling Drake a colonizer. And more information is thrown his way. But when I look at this opportunity, there's two talented people here that really should come together and bring forth good music and change the dynamics of society. Music has always been an option, an opportunity to change the dynamics of society, and we need positive music today to get people motivated, to keep people from thinking that cyber bullies are the only thing that matters, to help people have dreams and goals and be able to get music in their soul and spirit to help motivate them. We need good music, and these two artists really haven't taken that time to put forth that kind of music out. I give Kendrick Lamar more respect on it because he does have a lot of good songs. But are you doing music that is uplifting, motivating, giving people hope? You know, these back and forths between artists, we're really losing a lot of artists between these back and forths, and we're losing a lot of opportunity to have good music. We need to get away from that and just focus on the good music. They're young. You know, when you're young, you got to take advantage of that opportunity. You've got to take advantage of that opportunity. Let's take a look at this situation here. Because we all know that whenever you go and you deal with people that are going to work, some people go to work and they're responsible, and some people go to work and they're irresponsible. The question is, are you purposely being irresponsible? And that's what we have in regards to this story. You've got a woman in a garbage truck, and she's got an assistant driver with her. It's a big truck, so they have an assistant. Um, these garbage trucks, have you seen them? They go everywhere to pick up garbage. So there are times where you go into a one-way location, a dead end. There's a lot of opportunities to kind of get stuck and have to back up. All right, so this truck driver, which was 48 years old and a woman, uh, got into a situation where she had to back the truck. Now, in this situation, she just backed the truck up. The assistant didn't get out to help her make sure the area was clear as she was backing. And this truck ran over a teenager. Pretty sure she didn't know that she had ran over a teenager. So when she pulled forward, she ran over the teenager again. It's a terrible accident and doesn't sound like it was done on purpose. Now, the teenager is paralyzed, and you can imagine life has been changed forever for the teenager. Now, when we do things on this planet, we have to take responsibility. That's just how things should work. So you can imagine the truck driver and the assistant probably had an issue when they got back. Now, it looks like after everything is said and done, the company of the garbage truck is responsible for their employees and they have insurance. All these companies have insurance if these kind of things happen to protect them and to help others that may get injured. The part I don't understand here is this 48-year-old woman was sentenced as if she committed a crime, sentenced to 3 years probation, and had to plea. Now, this is where I'm confused. She pleaded guilty to third-degree assault and reckless driving. Um, First of all, I'm working for you and your company, and I could run into a car, I could run into a house, I could run into a person. It's called an accident. This person that got 3 years probation never had any issues or problems in the past. So the question is, why are we doing this in the first place? It's an accident. Uh, Anytime someone at a job does something and it's uh, a violation or it's something that can cause the company to say, you know what, we appreciate you, but we have to let you go. It's called firing a person. And that's what should have happened here. She should have been fired if that was the case. But the assistant in her car should also be standing next to her, getting 3 years probation, getting third-degree assault and reckless driving, if that's the case. Because the assistant is supposed to get out of the vehicle and help the person back up the truck. Now, let's say the driver said, you ain't got to get out because I got this. Well, then that's what the assistant needs to tell the courts. Does this let the assistant off the hook? I would say no, because you still have a responsibility to make sure that you do your job. So as soon as someone tells you you don't have to get out, you should tell that person, hold on, don't move the truck. I need to make a phone call to a supervisor. and call and tell a supervisor that this driver is refusing to allow me to get behind the truck to guide them back. If the supervisor on the phone says, well, don't worry about it, just let them handle when they need you to get out of the truck, then now you're covered, you're in the clear. And once she backs up and runs over somebody, it's going to be her fault completely because you reached out for assistance in regards to her disregarding the rules. Should be a rule that that person in the passenger seat gets out and helps back up. No matter how many times you got to step up in that high vehicle and step down and step up and step down, you got to get out and you got to make sure you help that person back the vehicle without any incident. This lady got 3 years probation, charges on her record, and the assistant doesn't seem to be getting anything. Scot-free. It's almost like she committed a crime when it was an accident. If it's an accident, then yes, the company's liable, employees, but it's not a crime. It's an accident. And we can't let people rolling up on the scene dictate whether it's an accident or it's a crime. Because that's what these police are doing. They'll see you've done something, and they'll label it a crime or an accident. If they label it a crime and you know good and well you didn't purposely try to do what you did, then you don't plead guilty. It's not guilty. I didn't know the person was back there. So I'm not guilty of any kind of crime. The only thing I'm guilty of is committing an accident. I am responsible for that accident. Looks like somebody got in here and just threw additional charges on top of an accident. Because there's no other information saying that they had an altercation. There's no information saying that she saw the young man and lost vision of him. There's nothing. So, yes, this young man is paralyzed. It's a terrible thing. But then, yes, this person who had never had any trouble or problems before is having the book thrown at them for their first incident, which was an accident. We can't let these things get us down if we do get involved in these things because it's called life, people. These things happen. It's called life. You got to deal with life. Sometimes you get the good sides of things and sometimes you get the not so good. But whatever you get, you got to be able to mentally deal with it, understand, and then move forward and try to not make the same mistakes over again. Doesn't make any sense. Now let's go to some, I don't know if it's good news or bad news. Let's take a look at this. This President Trump we have, if you pay attention to him, he's inconsistent. First, in June of 2025, President Trump says we have too many holidays. Do y'all remember that? He said we have too many holidays. But just recently, Trump is now spreading holiday cheer and announces that we're going to have 2 new federal holidays. Does anybody hear the inconsistency in this person that's in charge of American people? Oh yeah, I hear it. It don't make no damn sense. One minute he say yeah, next minute he say no, next minute he say yeah. Yeah. That's just like he forgot what he had said months ago. And now he's going in a different direction, which is interesting. You're damn right it's interesting because this kind of up and down is just not consistent. Not consistent with someone that is clear and their thinking, clear and their choice making. Something's not right. A few months ago, too many holidays. Now we're spreading holiday cheer, announcing two new federal holidays. Didn't go in there and try to determine what those holidays were. It was just inconsistency. So now we get two new federal holidays. Doesn't make any damn sense. Let's go to the bad news here. Bob, do you do anything, any cosmetic stuff to your face to make yourself look better? Oh yeah, I wash my face with soap and water and olive oil. Okay. Loretta, you do anything to enhance your face? I like to put vinegar on my face. Got a couple of products I put on there to try to keep the wrinkles from 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 forming and try to stay in a healthy looking state. Okay, so it sounds like y'all doing normal things that people do. Normal things. Something you come up with an idea, you go around the house, you apply it, and then you're done for the day. Well, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, which I don't keep up with none of these people. I don't watch these not so realistic shows because it's not the realistic life of normal people. But you can imagine these people on these shows are doing extreme things to be extreme people. So one of your characters on the show went and had an appointment to get her skin peel appointment. It sounds like what it is. I mean, you're peeling your skin off maybe to take off the layers of bad skin, which doesn't make any damn sense to me. But nonetheless, that's what you're doing. You're putting your health into someone else's hands. So this person goes in there, and you have to realize when you put your health in someone else's hands, some people take a look at your health and they get envious and they get jealous and they get careless all of a sudden. But when this person went in to get their skin peeled, the person that applied too much and caused damage to her face, her skin, and a certain amount of burns. This is a terrible thing to happen to somebody. But remember, when you have access to things, it's what I notice about life. When you get access to health care, you get access to money, you get access to doctors, you usually tend to overdo it because you got so much access to things. You tend to overdo it. You do it too much, you do it too often. And in this case, might be session number 3, session number 33. It doesn't matter. You're doing this to maintain the same beauty we just talked about that we maintain from our homes. But we don't put it in the hands of another person that may be envious, jealous, or careless. And that's what happened here. One of those 3 things this person was, and now her face may be forever changed. Now you can go in here and you can sue all the people you want to sue. But one thing you can't get back is the beauty that you had before you went in to get the treatment. ZZ109FM, it's important to love yourself. Love what God has given you. That's all you have. And don't take what people say seriously when they don't appreciate what they see. You look in the mirror and you appreciate what you see. And that's all that matters. Everyone can't be beautiful like Beyonce. Everyone can't be flawless. Uh, we all have our issues. We all have our uh, discrepancies. We're not perfect. So we have to love the imperfections that come with us being human beings on the planet. Lord have mercy. There's a lot going on in 2026. 2025. There's so much going on. And will 2026 be even worse than 2025? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I think there's a higher power in the sky. I think his name is God, and I think he controls the destinies of all of us. I think we all have what is called a fate, and I think how we treat people on the planet determines our fate. What happens to us in the end, because we all have an end. So, when I hear these stories, when I hear problems that people have, I kind of wonder about their destinies. What have they did or did not do in their lifetimes? I don't want to contribute everything to how people treat people in the world, but if you can go back and take a look at how people treat people, you'll realize that their fates are directly linked to how they treated each other, one another, how they treated their human beings that they came in contact with on the planet. So this story kind of leads into that. A husband, which was young, 36, and a wife, which was 37. They both die after getting trapped in a sauna that caught fire. Is it a terrible accident? When I look at 36 years on the planet, I think of myself, I say, that's not a lot of time. It's a lot of things you can get done by the time you're 36. But to leave it at 36, that's not a lot of time. So the question is this a terrible accident or is this fate? Because a terrible accident is just that. You've been good to people all your life. You've given and not really have taken in on the planet. You've always had a good heart, and then something like this happens to you. Or you could have been totally opposite. You could have been greedy. You could have been hateful. You could have had a distaste for people of difference that aren't like you. You could have been two of the meanest and evilest people on the planet. It's just interesting to me how a lot of things are happening to people, and it's all kind of connected to their fate, how they've treated people on the planet. Not much more information about the fire, but saunas, you have to step into them and close the doors. There's different types. You can get in there and feel the heat from the lava rocks. But normally the doors aren't locked on these things. You go out, go in, go out, go in. Somehow this sauna caught fire and still not understanding how they couldn't have got out. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. This story right here is important because it lets you know that no matter where you go, whether you're going in a building, uh, you're on a cruise ship, uh, let's say you're on vacation in a different state in a hotel, or you make a wrong turn. You ever done that? Made a wrong turn down a street and you didn't feel right about the street? Uh, I've been in Baltimore, and Baltimore should be ashamed of themselves the way they treat people. You go down one street and you've got nice houses, and you make a wrong turn and turn left, and you've got row houses where people are suffering and living in deplorable conditions. But nonetheless, this story lets you know that you've got to be mindful of the left turns and right turns you make, because everywhere you turn is someone with some kind of ill intentions when they see you. This woman was a worker, delivery worker, and she made a wrong turn down a street to where her vehicle got stuck. So, a lot of times, if you get stuck, you make phone calls. You don't just summon people on the street. Not today in 2026. Uh, some people might come up to you, try to help you to be good Samaritans, but I don't know if that word still stands in 2026. Is everyone a good Samaritan when they walk up on you? My answer is no. This gentleman comes up to her and tries to help her. So he says he'll help her for $100. So now that's the first red flag I have. If you're coming to help me, you're helping me out of the goodness of your heart. If I give you something, that's one thing. But if I come up, you come up to me and tell me I'll help you, but for $100, I don't need your help. So I'll send you on your way. This man then started to acting weird and crazy, and wouldn't allow her to leave the area because she couldn't leave. But she felt like she was being held against her will. Now, maybe not. I mean, you're in a vehicle that can't get out. All you have to do is lock your doors. Unless he's trying to break into your car. That's one thing. You've got communications because you called the tow truck. You could have just locked your doors and stayed in your car, wait for the tow truck. If this man really wanted you, he'd broke your windows and pulled you out of the car and dragged you off. So I'm not too sure his intentions were to do that. He still got arrested. But the point is, when you make a left turn or right turn on this planet, don't assume every person that tries to help you or you run into is a good Samaritan. Everyone's got some thoughts in their mind, and some of them are not good. So you want to make sure you contemplate who may be in front of you. What is their intention? Are they really there to help you, or are they there to hurt you? In 2025, you gotta think this through. What are their intentions? All right, so we're done with the good news, bad news. The one story that stuck out with me out of all these stories is the garbage truck that ran over the teenager, 17-year-old teenager. It's a terrible accident, but what if this teenager was one of those teenagers going down the wrong road? What if this teenager was one of those teenagers that wasn't doing the right thing? Is it fate? Is it fate that this truck ran over this teenager out here possibly causing problems? Or was he just in a fateful accident? Teenagers are outstanding honor student, basketball player, potential athlete for the future that just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's interesting to wonder about these situations we talk about. Is it fate or is it just an unfortunate accident? Whatever you do on this planet, you make sure you're doing your best to have integrity and do the right thing and help people and bless people. And don't try to take advantage of opportunities uh, that harm people. You take advantage of opportunities that help you build and grow. And hopefully your story will be different than some of these people we talked about today. ZZ109 FM, this is Elsie Jenkins, 2025. We're getting close to the new year. I want you all have a safe and blessed new year and make good decisions. Look over your back. Don't trust anybody until you know what their intentions are. Be careful out there on this planet. A lot of people out here are not keeping their hands to themselves. ZZ109 FM, this is Elsie Jenkins. You take care.